What's going on, everybody? It's your man Kurt from Triad Hip Hop Podcast. Gonna go ahead and do another lyrical breakdown. This one, I really feel like it was important because this is a local artist from right here in North Carolina. This is somebody, he's dope as fuck. He hasn't blown up across the world, but he's been, he's made a name for himself. Trust me. This is a rapper who is actually Japanese, and I love him. He's from right here. He was raised out of Durham, North Carolina. So, he out that Bull City, you know what I mean? I think he moved to the West Coast, to try to help spread his career out a little bit and stuff like that. But he always comes back to the Carolinas every now and then. But it's a dude called Yamazawa. And I mean, this dude is dope, man. Lyrically, he just be on point. So I was like, yo, it's about time. You know what I mean? It's about time that I go ahead and do a lyrical breakdown on him. So this is one of his freestyles. This is he did a freestyle over the 0 to 100 beat from a few years ago. So without further ado, let me go ahead and I'm gonna let y'all hear that, and then we're gonna come back and kind of go into it bar for bar so y'all can see what my man's is all about. Yamazawa. Yeah, let's do it.
Yamazawa. It sound kind of Asian too. Relax, I ain't feeling the feedback. When the last time you seen a Japanese cat spit a 4 to 5 or 6, 7 syllable scheme rap? Better believe in a dream act. Who better, Holmes? Relax, you seen G tap on the metronome to let you know you about to see the last airbender flow. Hey yo, AC Biscuit couldn't see half of the laps. I'm racing around tracks, I'm a stallion, galloping toward the Pope in hopes of restoring the Vatican. Pacing with the truth of my Jewish fam and Islamic kin. Amin landed from Jordan and brought the prayer mats back with him to fight the demons that he constantly be battling. Get the picture, I'm overcoming whatever I bat against. Striking the match again, fueling the flame, gripping the grain. See, the reason I was given my name is to prove to you that we are antonyms. We ain't the same, homie. Dang, homie, we opposites, man, you lame, homie. You just drank 40s with the same cronies. Don't tell me about them big crowds that you spit into until you bust a poem in Abio Doom's living room. And I ain't gotta die to see my life flash before my eyes be flashing between the pages that I'm flipping through. I'm hitting stages on occasion. I will hit the booth and rip a tooth out of the tooth fairy's mouth and still get the loot. I'm grinning while I'm winning, I will never lose. Chilling with some lemonade, I'm swimming out in Liverpool. You greener than a garden, plus you lack a daisy. I'm kicking dust for all the falling that we had to bury. I'm bugging out, there's caterpillars in my capillaries. I'm from the south, yo, all this rap is not imaginary. I wrote this rhyme in Japan, so understand I gave birth to a verse inside of my own motherland. Doper than 100 grams, you ain't running shit, you do the running, man. You just love to dance, I got my pen and palm, it's kinda like a gun in hand. Cocking back so often, jaws are dropping, the audience got their arms up like it's summer jam. Well, I told you I'm a southern man, I'm nice with it, I'm polite with it. Sleep on it and you might get it. I made it through the darkness, yo, I'm like Riddick. And my syllables are so sharp that you might have thought a knife split it. My plight thickens when gripping them.
Yeah. That beat go hard, you know what I mean? That's one of them classic beats that goes pretty hard from your boy Drake or whatever. But, a lot of people rapped over it. And I think G Yamazawa, he just did it such a dope freestyle over it. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it because it's kind of long. So I want to give my man his flowers. So he said, relax, I ain't feeling the feedback. When the last time you seen a Japanese cat spit a 4, 5, 6, 7 syllable scheme rap? I mean, he doing that classic right off the bat, just kind of letting you know, lyrically, I'm not about the bullshit. You know what I mean? I ain't to be fucked with. So, I got to give my man his flowers for that. You know what I mean? He said, spit a 4, 5, 6, 7 syllable scheme rap. Better believe in the dream act. Who better, Holmes? Relax, you seen G-Rap on the metronome to let you know you about to see the last airbender flow. I mean, come on, man. He just the like you said, the syllable scheme, man, it's just dope. You know what I mean? The way he spit it over the verse. Let's go back. So, he said, relax, I ain't feeling the feedback. When the last time you seen a Japanese cat spit a 4, 5, 6, 7 syllable scheme rap? better believe in the dream, act. You know what I mean? Now, I believe when he say act, I think he talking about like, you know, the Muslim term, like, you know, we call each other ak, you know what I mean? Short for aki or brother. You know what I mean? So I think he was just using it in a way to make it rhyme, you know what I mean? Saying ak instead of ak. But either way, you know what I mean? Because he makes some Islamic references in his rhymes. So, you know, he might either, you know, maybe he practices Islam, you know, if so, peace to you, salam alaikum. If not, you know what I mean, he probably just knows some Muslims and he's very familiar with the community or something to that effect. So anyway, he said, better believe in the dream, act. Who better homes? Relax. You seen G-Rap on the metronome to let you know you about to see the last airbender flow. Hey yo, and Seabiscuit couldn't see half of the laps. I'm racing around tracks. I'm a stallion galloping towards the Pope in hopes of restoring the Vatican. Come on, man. Yamazawa. You ain't had to spaz on him like that with the lyrics, man. He said, and Seabiscuit couldn't see half of the laps. I'm racing around tracks. I'm a stallion galloping toward the Pope in hopes of restoring the Vatican. Pacing with the truth of my Jewish fam and Islamic kin. Amin landed from Jordan and brought the prayer mats back with him to fight the demons that he be constantly battling. Come on, man. I mean, my dude, just the wordplay is just top of the line right there. It's like, you ain't too many people who can put them words together like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, regardless, in my opinion, this dude should be like, blowing up all over the place. You know what I mean? He's made a name for himself, but I think he deserves to be in a much higher class of MCs. You know what I mean? So, and I don't even think I should say that. I think he's in a high class of MCs. I think he should be in a higher class of notoriety, I should say. So let's go with that. So anyway, he said, get the picture. I'm overcoming whatever I bat against. Striking the match again, fueling the flame, gripping the grain. See, the reason I was given my name is to prove to you that we are antonyms. We're not the same. Oh my God. Dude, man. Dude. Yamazawa, man, I would love to have you on the show one day, man, and just, you know, interview you so we can kind of pick your brain, see what you're doing these days, and see, you know, how life has been treating you with the hip-hop world. And man, that dude, he said he seems like a cool cat too, you know what I mean? So anyway, let me go back over that. He said, get the picture. I'm overcoming whatever I bat against, striking the match again, fueling the flame, gripping the grain. See, the reason I was given my names to prove to you that we are antonyms. We ain't the same, homie. Dang, homie. We opposites, man. You lame, homie. You just drank 40s with the same cronies. Come on, man. I mean, you know, he just keeps the flow going, and, you know, the dope lyrics just keep going. So he said, you just drank 40s with the same cronies. Then don't tell me about them big crowds you spit into until you bust a poem in Avio Doom's living room. Now, I'm not sure 100% on that part, but I think that he's talking about an ancient, like, African ruler, Avio Doom, you know what I mean? But I'm not sure. But he said, and I ain't gotta die to see my life flash before my eyes, or going between the pages I'll be flipping through. I think I messed that up. I kind of wrote that down wrong. See, these lyrics are not like on the internet where you can just go find them. You know what I mean? I had to listen to the song multiple times over and over again to get the lyrics the best that I could. So pardon me if I make any mistakes or whatever. He said, and I ain't gotta die to see my life flash before my eyes. I flash between the pages, or something between the pages I'll be flipping through. And then he said, I hit the stages on occasion. I will hit the booth and knock a tooth out of the tooth fairy's mouth and still get the loot. You know what I mean? That's dope wordplay right there. That's one of my favorite parts of the joint right there. He said, I'm grinning while I'm winning. I will never lose. Chilling with some lemonade. I'm swimming out in Liverpool. You know what I mean? So he letting you know I travel the world. You know what I mean? Y'all may not know me a whole lot, but I do travel the world and I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? He said, you greener than a garden, plus you lackadaisic. I'm kicking dust for all the falling that we had to bury. I'm bugging out. There's caterpillars in my capillaries. You know what I mean? I'm bugging out. There's caterpillars in my capillaries. You know what I mean? I'm from the South. Yo, all this rap is not imaginary. I wrote this rhyme in Japan, so understand I gave birth to a verse inside of my own motherland. You know what I mean? That's dope right there. You know what I mean? He letting you know what you hearing is something that was written overseas in Japan, you know, in his own motherland. You know what I mean? So that's dope right there. Because you know, when depending on where you at, you know what I mean, you in a whole different energy or whatever. You know what I mean? So, you know, you might write a little bit different. You know what I mean? So, you know, you can kind of feel the spirit of, you know, Japan in this rhyme. You know what I mean? So anyway, he said, doper than 100 grams. You ain't running shit. You do the running man. You just utter dance. I got the pen in my palm. It sounded like he said you just utter dance. I don't know if he said utter or wanna dance. You know, wanna dance seemed to make more sense to me, but I could be wrong. It sounded like he said you just utter dance. I got the pen in my palm. It's kind of like a gun in hand. Cock it back so often, jaws are dropping. The audience got their arms up like a summer jam. You know what I mean? So, you know, anybody who go to a summer jam, you know, music festival, no matter what city or state or country you in, you know what I mean? That's like a big show. That's like the biggest show of the year. So everybody's like, you know, boom, you know, got them hands up. So, he said, well, I told you I'm a Southern man. I'm nice with it. I'm polite with it. Sleep on it, and you might get it. I made it through the darkness, yo. I'm like Riddick. You know what I mean? That's a dope line right there. Some of y'all younger cats might not know. Riddick is a movie from back in the day. I think it was like Vin Diesel's second movie, maybe, because he had did the movie before that, where he was like a guy who had these eyes where his eyes kind of glowed in the dark, kind of like a dog, if you will, and he could actually see in the dark. You know what I mean? So that's, and then, you know, the movie was what was it called? Pitch Black. Yeah, Pitch Black. And then after Pitch Black was you know, did good numbers, they came back and did a sequel called Riddick, which was more so focused on him as the character Riddick, and it was the same situation where he could see in the dark. So that's why he said, I made it through the darkness, yo. I'm like Riddick, and my syllables are so sharp that you might have thought a knife split it. You know what I mean? And of course, he keeps rapping after that, but, you know, it kind of fades out, you know, to silence or whatever. But that's the last bar that you can really make out. You know what I mean? So my man, G Yamazawa, man, I can't say nothing. Y'all, please go check out any of his music. He has a YouTube channel. He has Instagram. I'm not sure if he's on Twitter. He might be. But I know he's on Instagram and YouTube at least. So you can find a lot of his content on those two places. And most of his music is all over YouTube. You know, freestyle songs. You know, he did a dope song that kind of helped revive North Carolina because, you know, Petey Pablo did a dope song, you know what I mean? The North Carolina Raise Up joint, you know what I mean? Sorry about that. So Petey Pablo kind of helped raise awareness of North Carolina, but, you know, it has been a while since he did that, you know what I mean? And so G Yamazawa just did his joint. He did another North Carolina anthem called North Cac, you know what I mean? And it was like 2017, I believe, right around the time we were starting the podcast, you know what I mean, 2017. So he was blowing up. His joint was all on the radio. So, you know, got to give him props for that. But anyway, that's my lyrical breakdown. Y'all check us out on the weekends. We go live on Saturdays. We trying to do the show a little earlier now, so we probably going to go live somewhere between 12 noon and maybe 1 o'clock, somewhere around there. And, you know, we'll see y'all again. All right. Well, it's your man, Kurt. Thank y'all for checking us out. Don't forget to hit the buttons, like, share, subscribe. And we'll see y'all soon. Peace.